everyone, it is Carol. I'm the creative owner and blogger at 𝐵einspiredmarket.net. Welcome to our page. Today we are going to be doing a Trash to Treasure DIY makeover. So if you are new to our page, please comment newbie. We would love to welcome you in. And if you enjoy what you see, please give us a follow. We do inspiring DIYs at least 5 days a week, if not more. And if you're returning, we so appreciate all your support. So for today's DIY, we're going to be doing a makeover. I had purchased some cutting boards from Goodwill, and I'm just gonna put my own touch on it like I always do. So again, if you enjoy this video, please leave a comment. Let me know what you think, which one was your favorite. And again, I hope to see you on our next video. So on to the project. So for this project, I got this cutting board from Goodwill. I think it was $1.98. It had somebody either painted this design, I don't know, but it was pretty cool. I think it had a date on there of 1977. So I'm going to start off by using Waverly Silver Lining paint. I'm just going to do this as a base coat. And the only thing that you do with this basically is just make sure that your surface is clean, and you can always sand it just to make sure on the rough edges and that. I find that using a foam brush around the curved edges do help. So again, this is just Waverly chalk paint. You can find it at Walmart, and it's one of my favorite paints to use. So we're gonna do a really cool technique on this one, and you just have to see the end of it because it's really cool. And it was kind of like a happy accident. So it needed definitely 2 coats just to cover it up. And then, as I always tell you, always make sure that your first coat is dry before you move on to the second coat. So that was a fail. So I put Mod Podge on there, and someone had told me, or I read it somewhere, and said that Mod Podge would actually crackle your paint. Well, it didn't work. So that was a fail, but it was on there, so I just went with it. I painted, this is Waverly, the black color, it's called ink. And so intentionally what I was trying to do was do the silver lining underneath, crackle it with the Mod Podge, and then put the black on top. But it didn't work for me, so I'm not sure if I did something different, but either way, this project still came out super cute and something that I'm definitely going to have in the home. And I don't do a lot of black, so that's why I wanted to kind of go away from the white. So where the happy accident happens is I'm taking the blow dryer, and as I'm drying it, I'm thinking that it's going to crackle, and it doesn't. But what it ended up doing was actually bubbling up some of the paint. So as I was going around, I kind of like stopped in certain areas and actually ended up bubbling it. And then you'll see the next step, I end up sanding it, but you'll see the technique. So again, I was trying, and I thought maybe I needed to come closer, but there you see the bubbling. So the bubbling started to happen, and I was like, okay, well, now we're just gonna go into a different direction, which again, just came out really cool. So you can kind of see as I'm putting now this is a commercial grade heat gun, but you can probably use a blow dryer. You just probably have to hold it on there longer. And then I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna start wiping it off, and you can see how it started to pull that area. So I just took my sander, and look at that. I don't know. I just thought it was so cool. So what was supposed to be crackle wasn't crackle, but it's really distressed. And again, this is just a different look. I typically go white, but I don't have anything black, and I had something in mind for this. So, which did come out very cool. So I just took my sanding block. This is 120 grit. And it's really coming off because I bubbled that paint. And then, touch up some areas that maybe if it took off too much, but I don't know. I think it's just a cool beat up look. So after that, what we're going to do is, these are little clips. You get them from Dollar Tree, and they're shiny, silver, and I don't want that. So I'm going to actually make it look a little rusted. And I'm using Waverly in the color Mineral. That's what I'm applying now. I find it easier when you're working with this is just to take a little sponge. If you don't have, this is one I had in my painting stash, but you can use like a, dish washing sponge. It works the same. So what I did was take some Mineral, I took some Silver Lining, and then I just took some black, and I just kept playing with it until all that silver was covered. And it wasn't that, bright, shiny silver. I didn't want that. So again, it's just Waverly Mineral color, Silver Lining, and then some black. And you just keep playing with it until you get the desired look. So once I had that, I decided I love these transfers. I've used them before, and they are on Amazon. If you go to beinspiredmarket.net, we have our Amazon store that has a lot of my favorite supplies. So I was kind of playing with it, trying to decide which one I was going to do. Now, I'm not covering it all, but what's nice about these transfers is you can cut the pieces out that you want to use. It's super easy to use. This is actually one of the transfers that came from the bike ride. That's the name of this transfer, and there were 4 of them in there. And I actually used the bike on another project that there's a video for, but you just cut out whatever you need. But I love the look of this flower. I want to say it's a magnolia flower, but I'm not 100% sure. So in the comments, definitely let me know if you know what kind of flower this is. So I was playing with it. So before you take the backing off, just figure out where you want to put it, where it's going to fit. You can definitely use those other pieces for another project. Again, price-wise, it's worth it. I get a lot of projects from these transfers, and they're super easy to use. So you just simply take off the backing, line it wherever you want, and then all you do is there's a little stick that comes in your packet, and you just rub it all the way down. But again, what came out so cool is as I was rubbing it, again, that black was pulling up and the silver lining was actually coming through. So I thought it was so cool. And before you move that top piece, which is the backing, you just want to make sure that your transfer is down, and you'll know that by seeing that the backing is clear. Look how cool that came out. I just love it. Like you could see the silver coming through, the silver lining. It's just a cool look. And again, if you wanted to seal this, you could just use some polyurethane and go ahead and seal it. I decided that I didn't, so all I did was take that little clip, hot glue it to the top of what was a cutting board, and then I just found a really cute picture of my daughter. Boy, I think she was like 2. She's 22 now. But look how cute that is. And you can just lean it up on a shelf in your kitchen. But again, the details I absolutely love. It was a happy accident, and I think it came out super cute. So now we're going to move on to the next cutting board that I got. This one I got from Goodwill as well. And to me, it looks like a honey pot. So this is actually going to go up on our gallery wall. So I have this fabric that I picked up a while ago off of Amazon, and it just has like be kind, and it's actually B-E-E, be kind, be careful, be loving, all these sayings on it, and I love the mustard color. I also have this burlap banner, some foam, and then just some florals that I had some extras of. So, and I'm not sure if we were going to use jute or raffia, so I had both of them out. But I'm going to tell you how this all comes together. So what I did first was, this is spray adhesive. When I work with fabric, I'm not a fan of using Mod Podge, so I like the spray adhesive to start with, and then I'll put on top some Mod Podge just to seal it. But when I work with fabric, I just feel like it just gets too bubbly and just takes forever to dry. So I just take the spray adhesive, line up the fabric. Again, this is all decorative. This is actually going to be something that we're going to put up on our gallery wall. I needed some kind of pop of color in the gallery wall, and because this reminds me of a honey pot. That's what we're going with. So once you have that, you just flip it over. I just take an X-Acto knife and then I just trim the edge. Super easy to do. Just be careful with the X-Acto knife. And then before you pull away, I don't mind the frayed edges. I like that look. So again, it was just spray adhesive and then lay your fabric on top and then go ahead and smooth it all out. So once you're happy with it, then you can seal it by using some of the Mod Podge. I like to use it with a foam brush and then just put a good coat. Now, what I find the most important is always your edges. So go all the way around. And then before you move on to the next step, you definitely want to make sure that your Mod Podge is dry. I have done it where I've put it in the oven at 150 and I've let it, you know, kind of get dry that way. Depends on how big your piece is, but this, you know, we had other things to work on. So, and you can see with the spray adhesive, sometimes it doesn't go to certain edges. So just lift up your fabric, put a little Mod Podge underneath, and you'll be good with that. So now this banner. So again, this is just a burlap banner I had. I just took 2 of those little flags off and we're going to make a pocket out of this. So I just trimmed off the edge, take some hot glue, kind of make sure I knew which side was going to be showing, and then just simply hot glue it. Make sure that you use finger protectors because you definitely don't want to burn yourself. I have done that many of times. So make sure that it's sealed. Now that the Mod Podge is dry, you can go around the edge of your fabric, and if there's anything that is, you know, overhanging, you can definitely take it and just sandpaper it off or take your X-Acto knife and clean it up. So I decided not to go with the jute because I do a lot of jute and I don't do a lot of raffia, and I kind of know why, because it's not the easiest to work with. But all I did was simply wrap it around the top. See, isn't that like a honey pot? And then I just knotted it till I was happy with it. And then I tried knotting it again just to have it secure. Of course, there's that end that's loose. So you kind of have to play with it. But you just kind of tuck it in there once you get a knot that you're happy with. And then I simply just took some hot glue. Kind of was playing, I twisted some more. Again, raffia is nice to add to decor, but it definitely, you have to work with it a lot. So once I had it there, I just put some hot glue, stuck it down. Again, use finger protectors. But that's cute as is, but we're going to make it even cuter. So then just trim away the raffia. So I decided to add this little burlap flower that I had in my craft stash. Again, these are just supplies that I had. I had the fabric, I had the raffia, I had the button. And then now this is just a little foam piece that I got from the Dollar Tree. That's the little burlap pocket we made. I just sticking that all the way down in there. Get it as far down as you want. But you can kind of see where we're going with this, but this really came out cute. And then I just took my florals, trimmed them down, use wire cutters for that. The scissors really don't work. I did more green, and then I just did a pop of yellow because I just think that it looked really pretty with all of that. And these are, again, just flowers from Dollar Tree. Best prices for flowers are usually Dollar Tree or Walmart. So again, I just stuck them in there, however, you know, taller in the back. Just keep playing with it until you're happy with it. I don't glue my flowers because if anything, I can always change them out if I wanted to. But this, I mean, this is a cutting board that is turning into a really pretty home decor. So, I mean, cost-wise, it was very inexpensive. Usually cutting boards are less than $2. I've always has florals on hand, and raffia and things like that. And you just simply hot glue it to the back. And then those corners were sticking out. I just trimmed them, and that's it. super easy. So I do really hope that you guys give this a try. You know, I would love to know in the comments which one was your favorite, and definitely follow us at beinspiredmarket.net and our Facebook page here. We do inspiring DIYs every day of the week, and we would love to have you. Thank you for watching.